Okay? So this teaches us that in life, do not be smart, just be lucky. Okay? That's all you need. All right, now, I know all this sounds suspicious, but there are lots of reasons why we should just believe the government. Okay? Why we should believe the United States government is telling us the truth. That 9/11 was done just by 15 terrorists operating alone, without any help. That JFK was killed by one lone gunman named Lee Harvey Oswald. That the moon landing was actually real. Okay? So let's go over the reasons why we should never ever believe conspiracy theories. Okay? The first reason, of course, is the government would never lie to us. Okay? That's the first reason. It's probably the best reason. Second reason is, well, the government is too stupid to do anything like this, okay? They're incompetent, okay? The third reason is, why is there so much evidence that there's a conspiracy theory, right? If the government is so powerful, if they're capable of like doing these conspiracies, surely they can cover it up as well. Why is it on 9/11 we have all this footage? Why is it that we have the passports? Why is it that we have like this TV show? Why is there so much evidence? That makes no sense, right? So the fact that there's so much evidence suggests to us that the government is not involved, okay? Because the government is so powerful that it can just cover everything up, right? The other thing is, NASA has 400,000 people working on the space program, right? Why hasn't anyone come forward and confessed? Why hasn't anyone told the truth? That's kind of strange. So the fact that so many people were involved, but no one has come out and told us what happened, means that the government is telling the truth, okay? Does that make sense? It's very hard to keep 400,000 people quiet. Okay? Someone might have told a friend or a family member or just might have gotten drunk and then done a YouTube video. Who knows, okay? But it's very hard to keep 400,000 people under wraps. JFK, why not they kill in public? Why not just make it a private thing, Just give him some poison, he dies, no one knows. Why make it into a spectacle? Okay, so another reason to doubt conspiracy theory, okay? And the last thing is, if the government was really involved, they would not allow us to discuss this, right? They wouldn't allow me to find this video online. They could just cover it all up, right? All these videos I've shown you are online. So this tells us the government doesn't have anything to fear, right? Okay? So we're in a strange situation where we can either believe the government is telling us the truth, but then we have all this evidence to suggest that they're not telling us the truth. Or we can believe that they did this, but what we also have to believe is that they did this and they want us to know that they did this and they want us to talk about these conspiracy theories. Okay? That's kind of strange. Well, it turns out we have an explanation for this. It's called revelation of method. The idea is that those who engage in evil must tell you that they are engaging in evil. The theory is that those who do conspiracies must tell you they're doing conspiracies. And there are 3 reasons why, okay? So let's go over them. The first reason is the idea of learned helplessness. And so the idea is, okay, let's just say that everyone knows that they did this, right? We get angry. We write emails. We make YouTube videos. Then what? Nothing, right? So the idea of learned helplessness is like the more angry you get, the more helpless you feel, and therefore the more obedient you become. Okay? That's the first reason. Second reason is the idea of karmic responsibility. And the idea is that the people in power are extremely superstitious. They believe that when they die, God will judge them. Okay? So we're all dead, and God says to the government, hey, why did you do all this evil stuff? And the government says, no, I did not act alone. Everyone participated. Why? Because I told them what I was doing. They didn't stop me. They didn't raise any concerns. They didn't protest. Therefore, they are complicit. Okay? So another way of saying this is, if you just look at 9/11, if you just look at the moon landing, if you just look at JFK, the evidence is so overwhelming that if you still believe the government, it's not because you are ignorant or stupid, it's because you are complicit. It's because you are involved. Therefore, you share the guilt. Therefore, the karma is spread to everyone. Okay, that's the logic. Right? And the third reason is attention capture. These events are set up in a way so that they will be remembered forever. Okay, so everyone remembers where they were, what they were doing, who they were with on 9/11. When JFK was assassinated, during the moon landing. Okay? So you probably were not in the United States. You might have been in China. You might have been Tunisia. You might have been in South Africa. It doesn't matter. Okay? You could have been on the moon. Okay? But you still remember what you were doing on 9/11 because it's etched into your consciousness. And that's the point. The point is to control people by controlling how people perceive reality. Okay? Because then you have the power of God. Okay? So these are the three major reasons why they will do this evil, but they will tell you they did this evil, and they want you to discuss and continue to discuss why they do this evil. Okay? So even today, people are still writing books about JFK. People are still writing books about the moon landing. It's allowed because it's attention capture. Okay? It's like the idea of top of mind. So if you're a company, you don't care about bad publicity. All publicity is good because it's top of mind, right? So if you are hungry and you want to go out for lunch, what's the first thing that you want to eat? It's the first thing that comes to mind, right? So maybe pizza or hamburger. Okay, that's the idea of branding. So that's what they're doing here. They're trying to control your reality through these events. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Okay, any questions? All right. Now what I want to do is look at a question. Okay? Let's look at certain questions. Why is this happening? All right. So let's look at JFK and 9/11 and the moon landing. What are common characteristics about these three events? Okay. The first thing, of course, is that they are spectacles. You can say that they are rituals. A lot of care, a lot of attention was put into preparing these rituals. So for example, the JFK assassination, look at the location, right? Look at the choreography. Okay? They did it purposely in front of people, but also in front of cameras, so that it will be remembered forever. Okay? The moon landing as well, 9/11 as well. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing is the idea of numerology. So when you look at these events, what you'll find is that numerology is very important. Okay? It's a very simple concept to understand. So for example, let's just say you want to get married, right? Well, you want to pick an auspicious date. So maybe August 8th, 8/8, right? Or June 6th, an auspicious date. Because that will give your wedding the most chances to prosper. You also want to pick a nice location through feng shui. Right? Same thing with this idea. Okay? So let's look at the numerology. JFK was November 22nd, 1963. 11/22/1963. The moon landing was 1969. And then 9/11 was, of course, 9/11. Pretty easy to remember, right? Okay. Now, what's interesting is that these are all triangular numbers. Okay? What are triangular numbers? 1, 3, 6, 9. Right? 1, 3, 6, 9. 1963. 1969. Okay? Also, the number 33 is very, very important. Okay, number 33 is almost like a magic number to these people. Okay, and so like what we believe is that it's secret societies that are responsible for these events. Okay, mainly the three Masons, but there are others as well. Okay, I'll discuss this later. Number 33 is important. Okay, so look at this. 11 plus 22 is what? 33. Okay, guys. 33. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. You see how nice this number is? 33 is also two triangles, right? What happens when you put two triangles together? You get the Star of David, which is the flag of Israel. Okay, so number 33 is a very special number for secret societies. All right, here's something that's really also really interesting about number 33. If you look at the world map, okay, the equator. If you go north 33 degrees, you get a lot of places, okay? The first place you get is in Mesopotamia, Iraq. It's where the Tigris and Euphrates, these are two rivers. This is where they meet, okay? Why is this important? Because this meeting place is what we consider the birth of civilization. It's a crate of civilization. Over here is Baghdad. Baghdad was the capital of the Islamic Golden Age, the Islamic Caliphate, okay? A historical city. Over here is Damascus, one of the oldest cities in the world. Over here, of course, is Jerusalem, the holiest city for both the Christians and for the Jews. Okay? You keep on going over here to America. This is Dallas. Why is Dallas important? Because that's where JFK was assassinated. But you keep on going, and this is like interesting. You go to New Mexico, and you get to the Trinity Site. This is where the atomic bomb was detonated. Okay? You go over here, 33 degrees in Japan. Do you know what city is 33 degrees north in Japan? Shimi? Not Tokyo. There are two cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Why are they important? Okay? These are the two places where the atomic bomb was dropped. Okay? Think about that. 33 north in New Mexico is where they tested the atom bomb, and then Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 33 degrees north, is where they dropped the two atomic bombs. Okay? All right. So why is this important? Because if you're a secret society, what makes secret society important is the mythology, or the story that they tell about their purpose. Okay? Now, it's easy to understand here why 33 degrees is important. Okay? Because 33 degrees, you're not too hot because you're away from the equator, but you're not too cold, okay? So you can farm. And that's why all these major cities, including Baghdad, Damascus, Jerusalem, are situated 33 degrees north, okay? Also a place called Harappa, okay, which is the Indus Valley civilization, is also 33 degrees north. So a lot of the major cities are situated in this latitude. So that makes sense, okay? This is the old world. What's the old world? The old world is obey God, okay? That's the old world. Now we go to the new world, okay? What makes the new world different? Well, when America was founded, there was a religion called deism. And deism, the belief is that God created the universe, but then he went away. So the universe is what we make of it, okay? So now we can be, we are God. And this is the grand secret of these secret societies. They exist in order to do what God could not do, or what God can do, to replace God. So what is it that God does? Well, what the first God does is he changes matter. Second thing is he can kill other gods. And the third thing is he can create life. All right? What does changes matter mean? It means the nuclear bomb. Right? The nuclear bomb. So What does kill the gods mean? It means you can kill President of the United States, JFK, who was considered a prince. Okay? And what does create life? It means you create artificial intelligence, which is the last step. Okay? So this is part of the mythology. The old world is being replaced by the new world. Okay? Now, if you're able to do all three things, now you're able to bring heaven to earth. Now you're able to declare yourself God. And for that, what you need is a world government. And to show that you are truly in power, what you do is you combine the old world and the new world together by making Jerusalem your world capital. Okay? So towards the end of the semester, I will show you what the grand plan is for Jerusalem. But for now, what you need to understand is that right now in Jerusalem, there's something called the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is the third holiest site in the Islamic tradition. It is the place where Muhammad ascended to heaven. They plan to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque to rebuild the Temple of Solomon called the Third Temple. Okay? This will start World War III. Okay? Because the Muslims will get angry at this and they will come and invade Israel. And that's the purpose. So there's a grand plan to create the world government by initiating World War III.